Odious Creepers and Brambles, Ferdinand, Desperado Infiltration, The Whole Crew Goes A-Huntin', and Dewada Bangs Her Daughter. Hello, crawlers, and welcome to episode 23 of our Dungeon Crawler Call podcast. I'm Grant.
I'm John.
And I'm Martin.
And we are on I think this is part 6?
I think that's right.
Part 6 of our book 5, The Butcher's Masquerade, covering chapters 50 through 62 of the book. We're going to go linearly through all of that. And it's a lot. This is a big chunk of the book, but it starts moving at a brisker pace because we're kind of chopping into some vignettes as they're pushing toward the finish line, the climax of the story.
I've never really felt like there was a lull in this book at all. Like it all kind of moves at a pretty decent clip.
Right. But like this part in particular, I think there's just some like more like time jumps.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's
So,
where,
a lot of time. Yeah, back and forth with that. And we didn't have that one section that you weren't here for where we were like, well, not a whole lot's going on.
yeah.
But it kind of got us, I won't say spoiled, but kind of ratcheted down only to like now it's like boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
Yeah.
It's relentless. We have a couple of fun things to bring up top. First off, look at this.
Yeah,
look
right?
at this statue. Found this at a thrift store. We now have a fluffy princess donut. I'll probably get some better sunglasses, and right now it's like a sorting hat on the top. Little 3D printed sorting hat.
What would you do differently with the sunglasses?
I don't know. That was just that's from the TV show Empire. I had a pair of gold sunglasses in my car, so I popped them on
I
right
think
now.
they work.
But I also thought about like putting some more like form-fitting goggles on that kind of strap around the head.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not carefully positioned. I feel like I bump the table, it'll fall off.
Oh, you just need some, what do you call it? Hot glue.
Ticky tack. Oh, hot glue. That'll
Mhm.
work.
You sent me a text with the picture of that saying, hey, I found this at a thrift store. We need a big cat statue. And there was a photo of that. And I said, hey, this is you asking me to approve a budget expenditure? Then yes.
And I went, oh, maybe I should actually get it. So I did.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that you said that as a joke, but I'm like, no, we need this.
Once you said it, I rethought it and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think
pretty
it's
cool.
the best thing you've bought for the studio.
This massive donut. It looks so good. It looks so golden on camera.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Next up, I wanted to bring up that there was an error in last week's episode. I had the shot on me in particular, that like the frame rate was off. Apologies for that. I ended up trying to re-upload it, and I don't think I fully fixed the problem even with that re-upload. I was hoping it was less jarring, but if your comments were suddenly missing, it was because I did a re-upload.
Yeah.
And next, I brought up Tammy and the T-Rex in our last episode. That happens here.
No.
That was
and it was another reason I was like, see, this is what happens when you read ahead.
the mildest of spoilers, but I still felt a little bad. Tammy and the T-Rex gets brought up in these set of chapters. I just wanted to apologize there.
But it's not a spoiler that you need to edit out. Like it's
No, at
that's
that point I was like,
fine.
oh, fuck it.
Yeah, there's a T-Rex movie that people are watching. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have T-shirts up and running. Our store is up. People have been buying them, and they haven't shipped out yet as of recording here, but I'm excited to see people start sporting them. Hopefully you tag us on Instagram so I can reshare it. Yeah, those are all by Rubio. Maybe Rubio will put up some other designs eventually.
I hope.
I have a couple in mind, but I want to see how these do before I start working on other shirts.
Sure. Fair enough. And then one more comment. We got a comment from Mr. Sellers on YouTube.
Peter Sellers?
Maybe. Peter Sellers as a snake?
Yeah. Everybody over 50 laughed.
I gave him my just a random tidbit that I can mention now that I'm caught up. When Carl opens the hunter boxes and gets an extra one, that hand is Loida's hand.
Ooh.
Oh, is it?
I don't know.
Well, it's just like a theory, but
Oh,
I like it.
That's great. Because
okay.
that is when he goes 1 for the first person he kills. It's Loida. If he got her hand as well, that's brutal. That's
Huh.
they're about to have her funeral, and all of a sudden, bloop, a hand disappears off of her.
Sure. No, that's really cool. I'm just thinking how the book doesn't seem to be on that level of trying to hide something like that.
She did get blown up. I wonder how you preserve a hand in that circumstance.
Yeah.
It's the dungeon AI.
She
It can
was
do whatever it
missing a
wants.
bunch of limbs.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it. We're going to go ahead and dive in. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys about your homework assignment. So we decided we're going to try and split up the last part into 2 more sections. So your homework assignment is going to be chapters 63 through 72. And then the final episode will just take it 73 to the end. So 63 to 72, the end of chapter 72, is going to be your homework assignment. Apologies, because we kind of recognize it's going to be ending in the middle of some action scenes. So if you want to take 2 weeks off and then binge through it and hear us talk, we understand. But if you have the patience and resolve, I think it'll overall pace out better for us having a more in-depth discussion. Anyway, let's dive into chapter 50 here. And I believe we start off with the hunt for the odious creepers is going on. And actually, it starts off with Mordecai going, "He ate the ring?"
Yeah.
I don't know that we actually mentioned that.
We didn't.
In the last.
We didn't.
Yeah, in the last section. But yeah, Prepotente ate his ring of divine suffering after picking. He threw it on the ground, picked it up again, and considered it for a second, and then just fucking ate it.
Right. And it's I'm eating this ring because I hate it. I'm eating it because I know what it's going to do. It's going to grant me all those powers all the time. Or do you eat it just because he's a goddamn goat?
It might be a goat in grief.
Oh,
I saw this video where I think it was someone from Lord of the Rings swallows the ring, and then it goes in their bowels around a poop, and suddenly they can go invisible again. I don't remember. It was so stupid. But this dumb little video reminded me of Prepotente eating this ring, and like, oh, is he occasionally like toggling on and off of being able to power this? Anyway, it's gross. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fucking, why did you even talk about that?
It's just funny.
What I loved about that scene was Donut admonishing him, Carl, like, don't you dare go after that ring. I saw you looking at it.
Yeah.
And Mordecai giving him a sharp look like, wait, what?
You want
and
to?
It just immediately changed the subject.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Carl having all of his fingers full of those rings, all 10, and then like his nipples as well pierced with some of the rings, and just so that he's like massive leveling up?
What are you, the AI? Imagine him with all the nipple piercings and
a
shit.
boy can dream.
Imagine him rubbing his beautiful feet all over my face. And imagine him like kissing me on the neck.
I don't know, you guys make some fan art of this for us, please. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, make a snick.
So they're back in the room, and in fact, through this whole sequence, we see a lot more of them kind of returning to the room. We see like the whole squad popping up, and as I was mentioning, there's a lot of like time jumps through this section as we were going through it. It's kind of interesting as they're building up to the climax, which is going to be the masquerade. But while they're in the room, a funny thing we see as an aside is Prudence and the Cubs are now in the space, in their safe space, and Samantha's laying on Prudence's lap, having her hair stroked. Like the little scenes that we see of Samantha throughout are just funny. Like later, I think we see the little Cubs are kicking her head around playing soccer, and she's all laughing and giggling. She goes, "Ha ha ha! If you kick my nose, I will kill Prudence."
There's just no bad scenes with Samantha.
Yeah.
She's just crazy. It's so funny.
She's like MVP window dressing.
Yeah. Donut is letting Kiwi and Mongo run around with some robot versions of themselves. So they're trying to acclimate Kiwi to being used to some of their strategy they need to do.
Yeah, because Kiwi apparently is like super deadly. She's extremely fast, extremely strong. She's bigger than Mongo and way more terrifying a fighter.
Yeah, and she leads the pack.
Right.
It's these kind of like story dynamics that like Matt has considered that I always think so interesting. I remember when we talked about the leveling up option when they get to pick their race. The idea that there's a bed in place in case like some of them need to rest while they're like leveling up, and that kind of care and attention to detail that I think also just kind of works with this. So there's this idea that like you get a raptor, sweet, now you have a raptor that's just going to work with you. But he's like, no, there's something that needs to be added here, a little scene that shows that they're considering that they have plays that they work out in a strategy, a shorthand of how they talk, and certain things that would be jarring to any new member of their team. And
especially a fucking raptor.
And we need to show Kiwi working with some robot versions of her and being okay with that, because we're going to use that later in some of calling our audibles.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's smart, and it's not too much of a time drain. There's other books that like just get bogged down in the minutia of like how much they love their lore and their detail.
Right.
This is just like just showing a little background activity happening is enough to sprinkle in that's considered.
Yeah, and this book has a bunch of lore dumps, of course, because there's a lot of complicated shit happening, but I think the best world building in this series happens as a symptom of a bigger scene. You know, it's just a small kind of little afterthought, or what feels like an afterthought, kind of peppered into just what people are naturally doing in the background.
Sometimes you can tell when a novel is written really with the idea, the author has the idea of, well, when this becomes a movie,
right?
It just and how quickly it moves and how little detail is paid to everything. And this is the kind of thing where you want to have that in there so that later when it comes into play, the audience is going like, wait, where'd this come from? However, so many other lesser writers it would just give a quick blurb and you'd move on. But this is something that he's thought about and really put work into, enough to build it, but to still make it move quickly. So you're not spending a whole lot of time there. You don't get a situation where, well, when the movie's made, everybody's going, well, where's Tom Bombadil?
You don't have Carl turning, and we trained Kiwi already, so we're going to be good to go on that.
Right.
Like we see it. It's showing instead of telling. And then Louis pops into the room, and he's like making jokes about Mongo having a new girlfriend, which Donut hates.
She's not his girlfriend.
Katya pops in and she's just grumpy. It's weird that like not only is Carl and Donut sort of estranged from Katya, but Katya was kind of part of us, the readers, like family as well. And like we also feel that distance from her, and we only see her in these glimpses, and she is like grumpy and battle hardened and like cold and distant. So we're kind of feeling that too. We're like, we also, in a way, as readers, have lost a friend in a character.
Oh, at least some connection.
Yeah. Especially when the interactions seem a little bit stilted, I guess, between her and people here.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get a read on Katya most of the time, because we remember her when she was so nervous and pulled back, and now she's not so nervous, but she's kind of pulled back. But sometimes she seems like she was angry or frustrated with Carl. But then they have some moments where you're like, no, she actually does have a great affection. I don't know. It's tough with her.
Yeah. She's another person that gives Carl some of these like little reality checks. She's like, did you really use the ring on what was her name? Miriam Dom? And he doesn't answer because too much wild shit's just constantly going on. But I think even her just saying that is enough of a little bit of a judgment of like, what are you doing? What's going on here?
But also, sometimes she'll say, stop micromanaging Carl. Stuff like that, like those little quips to kind of keep Carl in check, because she's more assertive now. Like she has confidence. She's, like Carl says a couple of times, kind of all business now. She's more powerful and more sure of herself.
Another fact that we learned, Li Jun was turned into a vampire for a little bit.
Yeah, and kept it quiet.
Yeah. That's the person who gets bit by a zombie and doesn't say shit.
Yeah, right?
You're like, Lee June, that's sneaky as shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you see her, washing her hands and her sleeve rolls up and there's a bite. And you're like, hey, what the hell? Oh, no, it's nothing. I had this before everything started.
It's a weird little call out because that on first read makes me think, oh, fuck, Lee June's going to be some kind of liability.
Yeah.
Where something really bad's going to happen to him and nobody's going to know until it's too fucking late.
Right.
I feel like the past couple times we've run into Lee June, he's been going up to Carl and saying, thank you, you saved my life. And like here, it seems like yet another opportunity where he was turned into a vampire and Carl was there when he was unturned from a vampire. Like, so maybe it's just that. Like, Carl just keeps saving this dude's life.
I mean, if somebody saves your life over and over, you're just a point where you're like, I don't have to thank this person again.
Yeah, stop. You fucking show off.
Right.
Please stop it.
I owe you too much. I can never pay that back.
Yeah.
Can I bring up that when Louis came in, he saw the open door to another section that he didn't come through?
Oh, right.
And he's like, for a second, what if I walk through that door? What will happen? And then Mordecai goes, nothing good.
And you can imagine him saying it as he's walking by.
Yeah.
Is this a callback to when Bomo goes through to Zakau and Carl's like, whoa, it seems like I could just go through that.
Yeah. I think that was the setup. So we've had that question in our minds for a while. Like, what would happen? And Mordecai just answered it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah. Nothing
in
good.
a very Mordecai way.
So I guess it lets us go. All right, I'm glad he didn't try that. Yeah, fair enough. Mordecai has made a potion for everyone really rapidly. This guy's now just their go-to potion master.
Yeah,
What'd I say?
He's their he's their cue.
Yeah. So he's just whipping this stuff up. He makes Uncle Morty's Instalon Kill and Undead Repellent Extra Strength Edition. And this is going to allow them to go after these odious creepers on their new quest. They have to get rid of 50 odious creepers across the land. And meanwhile, like throughout the chapter, we're getting like notifications that like Prepotente is just picking them off one after another.
Oh yeah, he's just going ham on those things.
Yeah, you learn other people here and there are, but it's always like, and then every other one is like Prepotente again. So he's on the loose, he's on a rampage, and he's very deadly. And on top of that, he's leveling the fuck up because of it. So it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and he's getting to fly Bianca everywhere he needs to go.
Yeah, and she's getting huge.
Uh-huh.
She looks like a dragon at some point.
Yeah.
Beast. There's a pretty funny juxtaposition, I think, that happens in the book here where we have Carl, maybe this is him getting a little bit arrogant, but he just like pops into the bomb room in private for a few minutes and pops back out. He's like, ooh, I figured that out. I figured out how to vaporize and make like this smoke bomb thing that I can deploy to kill these odious creepers. And Mordecai's like, the fuck you did? What?
Well, he is reaching that point. He's like, I need to do this, and I don't know how to stealthily not tip everybody off.
Yeah.
I don't have time to hide the fact that I'm looking at the cookbook.
Yeah.
It's a little sloppy on his part because we learn pretty shortly after this that trebuchet that he has is a way to kill odious creepers pretty easily. But because he didn't think that through enough, he was a little bit sloppy and reckless with trying to come up with his own solution.
And you know who's seething about that? Is that Naga journalist.
Exactly.
He's like, fucking,
yeah.
see?
You see?
Tinfoil hat. He's like, you guys are seeing this too, right?
He's cheating.
He's going to come across like Crocker in the Fairly Odd Parents.
Samantha's been making throughout this section a lot of like Louis super attractive, which is funny because I think we made a joke about you looking like Louis.
Yeah.
In an episode.
I'm
Louis,
also super attractive.
Yeah, what are you saying?
No, but sorry. But more so I think that
Yeah, comment Rubio's super attractive in the comments.
He's got a new haircut and everything.
I got a whole haircut.
What does he have to do?
I didn't mean no as in you're ugly. I meant no, because in my mind, I always imagine him as the blonde guy from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the dumb mayor's kid.
Andy Samberg?
Yeah, but like the guy in the chicken suit sometimes, the dumb guy.
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
also the neighbor in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Carl.
Oh,
It reminds me of Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So like, I think like when people like start saying like who he actually is supposed to kind of look like, and they also like compare him to the comedian Stavros a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people say like, oh, Stavros could play him. Then this like, ooh, he's so sexy, so hot. It's just it's a funny like you don't think of like sexy big Carl. It's Louis who's like so attractive to her.
Well, maybe he's dungeon sexy.
No offense, none of us look like Carl. Okay,
Dungeon sexy.
dungeon sexy.
How about just regular old sexy? Leave a comment. Rubio's regular sexy.
And dungeon sexy.
Come on, just regular.
Well, I'll do a poll. Is Rubio dungeon sexy?
Okay, do a poll. I think that'll work.
You know what's funny? Oh, I need to do an episode with you guys sometime. I never told you, but I post on our episodes on Spotify, and every episode we've ever done, I make a poll, and I have people answer that. I should pull up those polls and do an episode where we just run through what people said.
I would love that.
Yeah, it'd be really funny. All right, so we get to the scene where they are testing out killing an odious creeper. We get a little dynamic between Donut and Carl as she's doing the scouting and the back and forth banter. This is where he realizes, like you said, the trebuchet can do a poison cloud, and so he didn't even need to do all that cookbook shit.
Right.
And Carl muses about the idea that what if the AI was setting up the whole odious creeper quest specifically for him as a way for him to level up.
Oh.
So he could power level.
Power level.
Yeah.
Power level up, whatever. Yeah. It makes you think.
It made me think, man, what an ego on this guy. Like, that's what it made me think. It's like, really, like, it doesn't all have to be about you.
Well, he's speculating, but I mean, things were, manipulated in Prepotente's, favor.
Oh, true.
Yeah. And Carl's aware that the book series is named after him. So he's got to have a little bit of an ego.
Well, everybody he runs into is telling him, like, man, we've had crawlers before, but you guy,
Yeah.
we haven't seen one like you in a long time.
You're special. Constantly brushing his face.
They're like, I don't even like you, but I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. So he's getting a big ego. He's got the ring and he's killing people without abandon. Is that the expression? Without abandon?
Yeah.
We also get an alert that Eva has killed an odious creeper. And I think it's one of the first times we hear that Eva's still around in a while.
Yeah.
Other than just like background, like, oh, she's like, holed up in this village or whatever. Like we hear that Eva has killed an odious creeper. So.
Good on you, Eva. I'm rooting for you. Anti-Katya.
Wait, no.
Yeah, we're not.
Sorry, not without abandon. It's like with reckless abandon.
With reckless abandon? Oh, you were thinking about my expression?
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't think I used it correctly anyway, so thank you. Thanks for calling me out. Thanks a lot.
But yes, Eva has killed she's gotten everybody in her squad killed.
Oh, yeah.
But she's like a cockroach. She survives everything.
They end up killing their odious creeper after a little bit of triangulation, and Donut gets a credit.
I love that scene where she's doing the spotting for the for the mortar attack.
Yeah, for the test.
She's like, you missed, Carl. He's like, oh, no, I know. You have to tell me by how far I missed. She goes, by a lot. Like, no, I don't know if you've ever done this. You haven't. Okay.
I do like how in some passages, it's like, and we went back and forth on that for a while.
So they're just bickering all the time, and everyone else like goes in the safe room, just has to see this shit. There's another passage, is jumping a little bit ahead, but where Donut talks about the bears, and she says, this is Footloose, not Rambo, Carl. And he goes, this is nothing like Footloose. And she goes, well, it's nothing like Rambo. He's like, I didn't even say that. That was you on both of those. It's like she's trying to check him on it. She's
just impossible. She's
so
impossible.
Funny.
Sometimes, yeah.
So yeah, they end up getting their kill. Donut gets the credit because she's a spotter. Mordecai seems to know this was the case, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you."
I forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot my ass.
Yeah, it seems like Carl's a little bit grumpy about it because he's getting to be a little bit of an experienced hog too. But at the same time, Donut needs it.
Yeah, for a second, and then he like checks himself. He's like, she kind of needs the levels. So
Yeah, but it just, you see a lot of the times where he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go in and bomb everything. I guess you guys can have the scraps."
And there's a lot of creepers left at this point, and there are a couple over by where the hunters are, and Carl's like, the hunters aren't even going to come out to get them. Like, there's no way. Maybe we should ask Prepotente to get over there. And Donut says that he's not answering her anymore.
Oh, is he sad or something? What's going on there?
He's in a fucking spiral of shit.
That is a way to describe it.
We get a spiral of blood later in the end of this chapter. But he's in a spiral of shit. Let's see. And then we get the sequence where they're going after their second odious creeper, and a big old parade of elves on white steeds and a white rhinoceros with a little carriage on top show up. And these are the elves of the southern keep, which is going to be the castle of Queen Imogen, where the Butcher's Masquerade is going to be.
Right.
So this is our first time seeing them. They're snooty and pompous and extremely deadly and dangerous, apparently.
And it feels really kind of alien in the story, because so far we've seen a bunch of like everybody's like a ruffian, and they're fighting like backwoods hicks.
Yeah.
And they're fighting like monsters and stuff. But like albino stags, and everything's white and gold, and this big fucking rhino with blood red eyes. Like, it feels supernatural almost.
Yeah. I mean, the elves are described like it remind me of Elric. I know everybody's like, who? I'm sorry.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you got phones. You can look this up. But also the elves in I guess the Hobbit movies. Yeah, where they're supposed to help. But
they're like out of touch, and
they're just sort of like, oh well, yeah. Perhaps we won't help on this battle. Sorry,
elitists.
Yeah, that's it. Elitists.
Yeah, and yeah, you're right. They feel like they're elites or something like dangerous you can't touch, but I guess they're not marked. They're just NPCs. But
right. Yeah, because their dots are white.
Yeah, but Carl's like, yeah, we can't mess with these guys right now. And then we get a mysterious voice from the carriage. We end up learning is Ferdinand. I don't need to spoil it for you guys, but we already all read it. But he's talking about greeting them, saying, hey, you guys really screwed us over. Now we have to go kill these odious creepers ourselves, but we want to keep you guys alive. You have to make it to the ball. Queen Imogen specifically wants to dance with Carl, and I'm going to dance with Donut. And then it's a little menacing from this gruff New Yorker accent.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But this is when as they depart, they take a pot shot real quick to try and kill Mongo. Donut leaps out to save Mongo's life, which that's a scene into itself. But that's also the reveal that she saw it was Ferdinand, aka Gravy Boat, her love of her life cat from the real world. Yeah. And that's where that chapter ends.
Yeah, because the whole time with that carriage is just they're talking to a familiar behind the curtain, and the curtain's part just enough for him to sling a lightning bolt at Mongo.
Yeah, it was I've got a message for Signet, and the message was lightning bolting Mongo.
I don't know. Taking out someone that Donut cares about. But she, using her cockroach ability, was able to jump in front of it, absorb the lightning bolt, and we haven't seen this cockroach ability for a while. But
she hasn't almost died in a while.
Yeah,
that only kicks on when she is this close to death.
And there's a couple things. One, it's great to see that she has that motherly instinct to jump in front of a bullet to save Mongo, and her reflexes are fast enough to do it as well, to jump in front of lightning. But on top of that, we see the first pseudo-resurrected person from the above lands come down here as like a taunting ghost to haunt our crawlers.
Yeah.
And there's been threats of this. Maggie Mai talked a lot about like, oh, she doesn't want to see her dead children and have to fight them. She'd rather fucking kill herself.
Right.
And we also know that we saw the scene where Ferdinand and Bee were kidnapped.
Yeah.
So this isn't like the AI making a facsimile of Ferdinand.
Right, which seems like it could have done.
It could have, right?
Would have been a lot easier than tracking down and capturing the real one. But whatever.
I think there are rules. There's probably rules that it has to follow.
But there's certain rules about who you can capture and who you can't.
Yeah. I think it's. I wonder if it's a little bit more of like the partition between what Borant can do as far as how they want to tell stories versus what the lawless AI can do. Like if the AI wants to tell a story, it could probably manifest whatever it wants, make whatever. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how that works. Can it make whole cloth like creatures? Or maybe it can't.
I mean,
someone in the comment is going, how do you guys not remember all of this detail?
Well, okay, so you can make clockwork versions of people because Donut's able to do that all the time. So that ability exists. So why not just a clockwork Ferdinand?
Yeah, she even made a clockwork of
Hecla.
Of Hecla, but she made a clockwork of, what was the dude, the dead dude on Bra's neck?
Oh, Langley? Yeah.
And he talked, right? Didn't he say something?
Oh, no, that wasn't a clockwork. That she resurrected him.
Yeah, she resurrected him.
Second chance.
Yeah.
Second chance.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, not to get bogged down in that. It's just the whole, this is the first time we're seeing this. And Carl surmises that this is what they had planned for B as well. They were going to double team us. If things hadn't gone differently. And then the speculation of, well, what if they bring my dad next? Because you're like, who else could they bring other than his parents? And his mom's been dead for a while.
Right.
Yeah, I think later he does even muse, like, I don't even know if my dad's alive or not.
Right.
So that line alone makes you think, oh, he's going to come back, right? Like storytelling 101.
Well, consider that they've kind of played their hand at this point. Because it's like, okay, so you brought back Ferdinand. That means you can bring back anybody. So when you bring back my dad, I won't like it. I will be disturbed, but it won't have near the impact of if I wasn't expecting it.
What do you think of his reaction for Donut then? Carl's like, right after this, he's like, we're going down the stairs.
Oh.
Yeah, because it really fucking wrecks Donut.
It wrecks him more.
It wrecks him, I think.
I think
Donut was like, it was Ferdinand, and I think Donut's prone to drama, maybe? Just to be like, oh, my love, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think all of that was just his overprotectiveness, like, dialed to an 11.
You think that's one of that's his version of Mongo is appalled?
Yeah.
Where like Donut's always like
Donut is appalled.
projecting every emotion to Mongo, and this is him projecting onto.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, at least my impression was that his bigger concern was that she almost died. Right. Not so much the emotional or psychological toll that took on her.
But it caught her by surprise enough.
Of course, she was emotionally hurt by it. But the physical damage is like they're just casually, just to be cruel. They're doing things like this where she could die. And he just felt really protective of her, and to the point where, I mean, she's clearly his number one in all this.
Right.
Because he's like, all right, everything I said before, all the plans, promises I made, sorry, that's all canceled. I got to protect Donut. And it took her saying, no, we're not doing that.
Also, I mean, I get him being overprotective. He definitely, the character cares about Donut a lot. But there's also, once again, that kind of shittiness of you're not even allowing her agency. I think it's Amani. It's like, did you even talk to Donut? Do you even acknowledge that Donut's a a being that should have their own opinion on these matters, and he hadn't. Because Donut, once she kind of revives, she's like, "Yeah, we're not doing that." In fact, I even know like Amani talked to me and like Louis or someone else. And he's like, "I'm not doing that."
It's tough because he also has that bigger perspective on her where like he relies on her.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to be on her fucking game in order for him to execute. And she's also equipped with like a 4-year-old's emotional maturity.
Yeah. It's indicative of the behavior of a parent with a child.
Right.
Where like you hurt my child, or I'm pulling him out of the school, or whatever. I got whatever I got to do to protect this unit of mine.
Yeah, when the assassination attempt happens and then Donut says that was Ferdinand, there's a line at the end of that chapter where Carl's like, "And the river roared." He was overwhelmed with this sense of fury and of futility that he can't protect someone. The pain, the trauma, whatever we're trying to ascribe to what this river indicates, it was dialed all the way up, and he was extremely. I mean, it's almost like him having like PTSD in a way, right?
Yeah.
Like, so him like freaking out, and then just while Donut's like trying to recover, him just texting everyone, "We're out of here. We gotta go. I gotta go to the stairwell."
Mm-hmm.
That's just him panic reacting.
Yeah. Like every time he mentions the river, it sounds like a countdown to a panic attack. But I'm wondering if the river is being affected by the rings, or the ring. There's use of the ring.
Like the river's always there, but the ring is like exacerbating it.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like a Gollum kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've read lots of posts on Reddit from people who have a similar theory.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility, definitely.
I mean, it does seem like he talked about like the first time he used the ring to kill, and then he's like, I felt it. I sensed the river. It's always been there, but yeah, it's maybe just him being more reactionary to things too. When he's trying to talk about leaving and going down the stairs, Katya reaches out and says, hey, you can't go yet because I have something important to tell you, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Oh my
yet.
God, Katya, Jesus.
We have to talk, and we can't talk if you leave early.
Which I feel like anytime you want Carl to do something, just use that as manipulation tactic. Everyone loves that. Hey, I need to talk to you about something important. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I just want you to stew on the anxious anticipation of what that conversation is going to be.
Oh my God. Somebody has that set up for me.
Yeah, please fucking kill me instead. No, thank you.
I'm just like, okay, you've been secretly in love with me all this time. Just say it.
As soon as Donut declares to Carl, "Hey, we're not going down the stairs," like immediately right after, he receives a gold benefactor box. And this is the first of a series where these benefactors are in cahoots. I say.
Yeah.
Because this first one is called Pana's Tears.
Yeah, it's from the Open Intellect Pacifist Action Network.
Oh, okay. I didn't write who it was.
Yeah.
And they write they have a secret message. This is gonna boost a stat by 3 points, but the secret message is like, "Hey, you got to give this to Donut. Don't take this for yourself." I don't know if I might have written it. Oh, that's later in the chapter. That's why it's not right here where it's what's written down. We'll get to that in a minute then. Tina, the dinosaur, shows up. Carl points out she's mad because Mongo banged her mom. And when she shows up, we get a little bit of an aside where the AI talks about Tina's tragic history once again of how she got transformed. It talks about the elves. Somehow the elves weren't affected by Scolopendra, but Tina was turned into a T-Rex. And then the AI's like, "You should ask the elves why they weren't affected by Scolopendra." Wink, wink.
Yeah.
This feels like a little bit more of like an end game kind of wink nudge.
Yeah.
If Scolopendra, this centipede, is looming as a final boss of sorts, if the AI is like, hey, you should ask the elves how they survived that, you should make that a priority.
Yeah, especially since the elves are here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you should probably have a meeting.
Have us a little sit down, a little powwow.
Yeah, just pencil them in.
Yeah. And then there's another little aside that the AI talks about how I don't know. It's interesting that the AI keeps talking about people like abusive parents and kids that have been neglected.
Right.
And this seems to be a talking point that AI likes to go on a bit and talks about, in particular, Tina as this kid that her mom, Kiwi, recognized was an unwritten story. Then she just needed someone to advocate for her as a good parent. I don't know if there's a little bit of projection of the AI, like talking about, because we later learn in this same section that the AI was a recycled AI.
Right, that was used.
Used AI. Is this like a neglect of a parent before, and maybe not recognizing what could be good about the AI? So the AI is bitter, a bitter child that feels like it's also been abandoned.
You know, I didn't put that together, but now that you mention it, it was kind of odd when the AI was reading out the description for Tina that it seemed like a very different style.
It did.
Of information giving. You know, it was more kind of flowery in its prose and almost caring,
which is very unlike itself.
Yeah.
Well, not only Carl's like, Tina kind of reminds me of Bonnie the gnome. And Donut says, I was thinking of someone else. And she, I think, is thinking of Carl.
Oh, yeah.
Which opens up a whole other bag of worms where I think Donut seems to have an awareness of Carl's abusive childhood.
Right.
That maybe Carl doesn't recognize.
Mm.
So a little bit of what the story with Tina, the AI is talking about, could be about itself, could be about Carl as well. Or maybe it's manipulation of knowing Carl's soft spot for abused and abandoned kids because he also went through that.
Sure.
So, some things to think about there.
You see, it's an onion. There's a bunch of layers in an onion.
It's more like a parfait. Yeah, it makes me sometimes think that Tina just wants her recital and Carl just wants to have his pet fish back and to have his slingshot, you know?
Yeah,
that's his recital of sorts.
We learned a couple of books ago that Carl just kind of wanted to work in the woods as a fire spotter.
Just wants to be left alone.
That's
a guy who's tired of people. Doesn't want to sign autographs. He wants to be left alone. Then we learn. So Tina shows up. It's kind of menacing, and then we get a quest fail notification. They failed to get all the odious creepers.
Yeah, there was no way they were going to get all of them.
Yeah, it was destined to fail. Not only that, but they kind of learn that it seems Vraw and crew were like telling all the hunters, "Don't even bother. We want them to fail." And that ended up biting the hunters in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
So a couple things happen. There's like a weird glitching notification, pause, loading, pause. And when that happens, it seems to be an indication that a bunch of lawsuits are being filed, I think, against the AI.
Yeah.
And in this case, we learned that they were trying to stop this blood bar thing that was about to be executed by the AI. Against even the hunters as well, because that's a death sentence for a lot of the hunters.
Well, that's so many of them. You have to have so many kills to keep your blood bar up, and so many of them have not been killing at all.
No, they've been hiding out, we're just gonna coast.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the bar and drink the whole time.
They've been drinking. They've been hiding. That one crawler, Vika, was just masturbating and crying.
Yeah.
We don't want you just sitting there masturbating and crying the whole time. I'm talking to you, Hunter Vika.
I get called out.
But she's like,
what? So they now are going to get a blood bar. Yeah, it's apparently a 10th floor rule that's now being mandated for floor 6. So now we know at least once you're up to the 10th floor, you're gonna have a blood bar. You have to kill with a frequency.
I mean, you get that instruction every time.
Gotta earn your keep. Gotta pile up the bodies. And then on top of that, he's like, that's not enough of a punishment. But anyone who's emptied out, they're going to be ejected from wherever they are, to have to face monsters, creatures, villains, to whoever it is. This happens to Brittany, and it also happens to a Iota, a hunter that gets ejected right by Carl and Donut.
Right. I mean, look, all this is pretty cruel, but I'm thinking, AI-wise, you're running something, and if you got a bunch of contestants who are just sitting around, that's no fun for the audience. You guys got to get out there.
Yeah. No one's watching their video.
You got to shake the cage.
Yeah, exactly.
But on top of that, there's also this bramble that's going to be creeping from the north, from Zockow, all the way down to the south. And conveniently, it will totally blanket the world in a dangerous hedge of vines and bramble that will kill anything in its path, all the way up to the end castle where the Butcher's Masquerade and then the big battle will ensue afterwards.
So it's like a creeping carpet of man-eating vines with poisonous thorns.
Yeah, and the carpet is like 30 meters high.
Yeah.
Like it's huge, and it's just corralling everybody to the elf castle.
I used to have a Magic the Gathering card called Kudzu, which was this, which I always thought was a cool card. It's just fun to see this in a story.
Yeah.
This moving wall of bramble.
And it boils your blood. Like it'll just stab you and boil your blood until you explode.
Shit, I missed that.
Yeah, it's got all these thorns that will I guess stab at you and fucking kill you.
That doesn't sound fun.
No. Was that on your magic card?
No, it didn't have that. We have Iota, the level 50 accountant crafter.
Oh.
He was a coin tinkerer. Yeah, he's an accountant. Got a Scottish accent. It's just a funny accent that I thought Jeff was doing with this character. To the point where, as he's talking, Carl's like, I kind of like this guy. I'm going to kill him, but I kind of like the guy. Yeah. He's got nipple rings, going down the middle of his chest, 4 rings. And not only does Carl torture him by using his toe to lift one out, which I think the AI must have loved. Loved, but then Carl ultimately kills him by crushing him to death with his foot.
Well, I mean, here we go, another accountant.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's a bunch of us down here, but we knew we weren't going to make any money. The whole thing was a bust. And I just wanted to drink. I just wanted to drink with my boys. And yeah, I guess that's not going to happen now. You know what? I don't even blame you. I would do the same thing if I was in your spot. But back when I was, I just love the Carl reached the point where he's like, I got all the information I need. Enough of this.
And he did have some really good information.
Mm-hmm.
He started talking about how the AI is starting to go primal, which means he's starting to gain some kind of self-agency and doing whatever it wants, even if it's counter to court decisions. That's usually how it happens. But the AI apparently, usually in all the other crawls, starts to lose its mind after floor 10, and it's just happening a whole lot earlier now. And yeah, there was a bunch of lawsuits that happened that we were talking earlier, that pausing and starting, and then the AI just kind of ignoring all that shit. And yeah, that was just a very, very important lore dump, I think, that he had in this little section right before he got his chest stomped in.
Yeah, because of the whole thing of people suing the AI, then the council laying down a rule that no one can sue the AI, so then they had to sue the council to reverse that decision, to then get to the previous decision. Yeah, that's a lot going on. But this whole thing of the AI going rogue, for us, we're like, yeah, I've been kind of watching this happen for a while now.
It does also make me think that the Iota, the hunter, he talks about how he's known as a loudmouth, so it can't be coincidence that the AI dumped him right in front of Carl, which then makes me go, okay, so the information he gives to Carl is about the AI going primal, and lawsuits are pretty much ineffective against the AI anymore at this point. So the AI, I guess maybe the AI wants Carl to understand him. Like if that's the case,
To
if
allow
he's
that to
dumping
happen.
that, like if he's like, this guy will give him information about what specifically has been going on right now. Yeah, I just think like the AI is trying to figure out a way that he can reach out as well to Carl through other people.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, because the AI is crazy and the AI is evil, but I think AI, like anything else, wants to be understood, and this just feels like a little bit of that opportunity.
Which is all the more scary.
All the more scary. But when you have all the power of a god and you don't have a good, mom to tell you not to do that shit like the AI, he just needs Carl to be a good mommy figure, I think. That's probably all it is.
I don't like when you say mommy.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't like it either. Okay, so he kills the guy, rips out his nipple rings. We get there's like chapter 54. I'm not even sure what we need to glean from this. There's a note from the cookbook Harriet in the beginning, which is talking about like 3 different castle types.
Yeah.
There's a standard castle, which is a location. There's one that it's like capture the flag castle, where the castle is like kind of a quest. And then there's another castle that is a quest, but the castle in itself, it operates as, you want to capture the flag, but it also operates as its own city. Okay. I just realized what it is. If it's also pointing out that its own city, that was the integral part that Carl's banking on, because of what we learn when we reunite with Quasar in the flashback of the Zazura spell.
Right.
That he needs a city that can transport from the 6th level to the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you just talked yourself into, oh, this is actually important.
I can connect the dots.
Yeah,
it's like one thing when I'm
now.
making notes, another like, what was it? Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, I was sitting here really quiet, waiting for my turn to talk to explain it to you, but you got it.
Sorry.
No, you nailed it.
You can elaborate if you'd like.
No, you covered it. Like it's really this type of castle that they're going to be in, that Carl needs it to be so he can use the Zazura spell and transfer it down a level, because that's how they're going to take the changelings without the Gate of the Feral Gods.
When we talk to Quasar, or Quasar tells this story, we learn that Remix the Grand, who was that bird creature that was the soul crystal for Carl's Doomsday device
in book 2,
in book 2, he was this great crawler that was a tragic figure, and he was the one who used Zazura to take his people and bring them floor after floor down. But the tragedy was that he was able to go from floor 4 to 5 and then 5 to 6, because consecutively those work. But because 6, all of the intervals of 3 floors are actually their own tether to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like a Mario World pipeline. 6 goes directly to 9. 6 won't go to 7. 4 could go to 5 to 6 to whatever,
right.
But 6 would go right to 9. While he has to go through a detour, and so he lost all of his people.
I should not have dropped out of calculus, but go ahead.
I don't think it's that complicated. Just 6 goes to 9, but he has to go to 7. So in that time, he lost all of his people.
Yeah,
except I guess his son, because there's this also like this. But Quasar's like, but it was great because when Remix finally made it to the floor 9, he was on this quest to save his son.
But he was also like a one-bird army when he got to the 9th.
One-bird army, yeah. It's just more of the back lore that I think is a little bit interesting, because we tried dissecting what Remix the Grand was in that whole metaphor, and I've actually since forgotten. I'd have to go rewatch our episode and go, what the fuck were we talking about?
Right. It's just the more he keeps coming back to this Zazura spell, especially with Quasar explaining it now, it was just such a, this is what you negotiated for? Because this sounds, but I say this all the time, I just don't see how this is going to work.
Yeah.
And it does work. They figure it out. But this is one where we're like, man, these are some stacked ass odds.
But it is because he can't have the Gate of the Feral Gods. They're going to take that away from him.
Right.
And so he has to kind of make do with what whatever he can. So yeah, they're trying to negotiate for all these other things that will hopefully get him as close to his target as he as he wants to be. But yeah,
it'll. I wrote when it crushes all the people on the floor 9, the town, they resurrect as children of impute. And they're deadly, and they like try and kill everyone that's in the castle.
You said they're revenants, so there's zombies.
Yeah.
But the other caveat is that you can only do it as toward the end when the floor is collapsing, and
it has to be a climax to the book,
and it takes 5 minutes to cast. You're like, 5 minutes is a long time.
That's a long ass time.
At the end of every single level, that's a very long time. Yeah, dangerous. Okay.
We skipped forward quite a bit.
We jumped forward just to talk about the quasar of it. Let's jump back because they run into Signet. It's just more of like a reminder of like, hey, Signet's around, and Signet warns that Dewada's still a threat. That's the squirrel goddess lady that he broke the temple up with his foot during that one battle. Then we get a sequence about the nipple rings. Which is funny.
I don't like the description, a door knocker of a nipple ring.
Yeah, right.
Like, I gotta pierce myself with a door knocker of a nipple ring. That sounds punk rock as fuck, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
Donut's freaking out. She's like, I don't want to be a sex pervert getting these nipple rings.
Yeah, she's like, everybody's gonna think I'm a slut and I'm a sex pervert.
Don't tell Katya. I don't want her to think I'm a whore.
All the funnier that after they get the nipple rings, they get an achievement which is called sex pervert. So the AI is listening to them and just like laughing. And
you'll never be able to look your child's orthodontist in the eye again. Like, just there's so much awesome stuff. And Carl's like, you just made all that up.
Yeah. Your reward? Nothing. Horse don't get a reward.
But they needed to have that ring on Donut. Like, it increases her constitution, and she's still really low in constitution. There was a section where we go a little further into that open into like Pacifist Action Network, Pana's Cries potion, where there was a note on it that said save the Tourmaline, and Carl's like, what the fuck? Like,
the Tourmaline's that sweet potato thing that he doesn't know what to do with, but they were chopping it up to make some sort of potion.
They used it to get rid of Maggie from Chris's brain.
Right.
Okay.
You know, the phase through rock potion. And they were like wondering what to do with the rest of it. But on the other side of this note was another hidden note revealed by his escape plan skill.
That's so cool.
And it said, Cersei sponsored Dewada. Give potion Donut. Need 15, but make it a secret. Use a temp boost. Prepotente plus Amani plus Samantha. All same time can do it, or use other Pana potion if have to. Will replace P. Hugh. And Carl's like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
What?
Like, I think I'm kind of following it. Like, there's something that they need to level Donut up to 15, and this is me not really remembering what happened, so I don't think I'm spoiling anything here. This is just going, okay, they need to level Donut up to 15, but what ends up making me have like a real pause is Prepotente plus Amani, sure, okay, plus Samantha?
Yeah.
Wait, Samantha can do something that they don't know that she has an ability to do?
Well, that seems to be happening a lot.
Yeah.
That one just raised my eyebrows too. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Honestly, with the way Samantha is gaining abilities, I'm surprised everybody doesn't stop and go, hey, let's acknowledge what's happening right here.
And Donut did that at one point.
And not only that, but this thing that's not supposed to be powerful is getting more powerful, and it's the thing that keeps on screaming that it's going to kill our mothers. Okay, so just let's pay attention.
And Carl keeps threatening over and over. He's like, there's this part where like she's on the table and she says something kind of sexual to Louis, which is like, oh yeah, we can like you can have Juicebox dress up as my mom and have like some
we can swap partners.
And Carl's just like, stop being gross and weird, and just throws her head off the table, and she rolls away and growls. And then later he's like, if you don't cut it out, I'm gonna dig a hole and bury you in it.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. She's invulnerable. Like, you can't damage her or kill her or anything.
Right.
And she's getting stronger. Like, this is a terrifying situation.
It's just so funny,
And
though, how Carl's just, like, so dismissive anyway.
And I know that she's a rubber sex doll that sometimes gets stuck under logs, but let's just reset a little bit here.
Right. I mean, outside of getting stuck under logs, she's able to get to wherever she wants to go.
Yeah.
Carl said she jumped up 6 feet high and then hovered for a
hovered,
few
yeah.
seconds before falling back down. He was like,
I know we're talking a lot of shit, but I love Samantha in this book.
Oh, me too.
She's so good.
So good.
Yes, let's see. We jump ahead to the next chapter, which is part 4 of the book, The Butchering.
Yeah, it's the start of the rest of the book.
Is it? That's what I was thinking. I'm guessing The Butchering is just the end. This is the end run here, because we start moving at that clip that we were talking about. We get a note up front from the cookbook from Harriet, who says, "Show them the lie." She talks about these people. Presumably she's talking about like NPCs.
Yeah.
Right.
Being like trains that, like, some are stubborn, but like even a little bit of a pebble on the train track can derail them. Figure out what that pebble is and derail them. I don't know what to read into this without knowing how the rest of this book ends.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's to like show the NPCs that they are NPCs.
Is it just like awaken everyone? Is that essentially what she's saying?
I
there?
mean, either them or the audience watching.
There's been a thing where Carl has awakened NPCs in the past, and it's been for their own good. There's a big NPC in this book in the form of Signet, and I think this is probably because she's a big player in this book, and she also has a big role in the floor overall.
It's true, because this is all like a culmination of the Daughter of the Vengeance Part 2, which one of the other parts of the book was the Daughter of Vengeance Part 1.
Vengeance of the Daughter.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Daughter of the Vengeance.
Different thing.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, something I'm thinking. But at the same time, like, this also just feels like an analogy for awaken the viewing audience to the lie that is this game. It's fun and it's only for them. But I think it's like Carl, like, kind of realizing, if I tell these, like, point out to these people, this isn't just us. This could be you as well. This could be all of us. This is all of our shared humanity. We don't have to put up with this. Maybe that's a little bit of it as well.
Yeah. I agree with you. As far as waking up Signet, I just don't want him to do that before they bang. Because I'm ever since Donut brought it up, I've been like, I'm kind of waiting on this.
Where's Carl's sex scene? He's too traumatized. I don't know how it's gonna go, man. Let's see. So we already talked a little bit about Quasar. This is actually where that sequence where he talks to them is kind of important.
It's a flashback to 15 days earlier in Quasar's office at the beginning of the level.
And that's where we learn what the Zazura spell does. And like he talks about Remix being great and that's really cool and interesting. There's another note that Carl has a better bargaining chip now with Vengeance of the Daughter, not Daughter of Vengeance, because he is now a tax-paying citizen of the galaxy. And so he's not just a crawler. And this is because he ended up getting those little chits or whatever for from the AI for the dead mothers plus like credit. So he's now
he got
part
like
of the system.
Shares for all those different organizations.
Which is interesting. So he feels like it's not just that he has leverage there, but he kind of has leverage overall in the system, it seems like. If he's a tax-paying person, how does that also relate to him being a crawler in the system?
Yeah. Also, Quasar is like, now you're a tax-paying citizen. You don't have to be on that shitty show. The only reason people are watching is because of you and the cat, just so you know that.
And also because Signet doesn't wear a shirt. I think
right.
Yeah. Then there's one other note, which I thought is interesting, but I can't say too much more because I do think I know what this is. But I can ask you, Martin,
Mhm.
since you haven't read this beyond. Carl thinks of the dreadnoughts, and then he has an idea. And the dreadnoughts, we actually see a few times in this chapter. They're kind of the big red, kind of Hellboyish alien creatures.
They were okay. So when Carl flooded Laracos with the Gate of the Feral Gods at the end of the last book,
Yeah.
The dreadnoughts were the faction that were occupying Laracos, and they
Okay.
got like massacred essentially.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, and I think like the war chief's wife got stung in the face with
Oh,
a
yeah,
jellyfish a bunch.
yeah.
Like, and it just went really, really bad for them, and then they ended up withdrawing from faction wars because of that. So he thought about them and then had a question for Quasar.
So I'm like, what is this other thing?
I have a crazy idea. Tell me what you think.
Yeah. What do you think?
What his idea is?
I'm just curious.
Oh, I don't have a speculation.
I think I know. I think I remember. No.
Okay.
Which is why I can't like say too much more. I'm operating like thankfully off of me not remembering a lot of those books. So I can also just kind of speculate alongside you the more we go along this. But I'm like, oh, I think I know what that one is. So that's interesting. I will say no more there. Let's see. We get another system announcement. The 7th floor is going to be some new thing that they were able to add in last minute with some of the additional funds from Valte. Something they call the Great Race. And they're very excited about that. And then they have a secret announcement for the hunters that only the hunters are going to hear, which later we find out is that they're going to get sponsorship boxes.
Well, it's a little bit more nuanced to that because the Great Race was supposed to be the 8th floor, but they're like shuffling things around.
Yeah.
And that one they finished at the last minute, and they were able to get like extra funding from the Valte and kind of rush that one through production. But they're really excited about it as like a technical marvel and all sorts of stuff. We find out that the percentage of 6th floor crawler casualties is at an all-time low in history. So a lot of crawlers are surviving this hunt essentially, and hunter casualties went from a 2% average to over 25%.
Yeah.
And she tells the hunters, help is on the way. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we learned that there's like 600 crawlers left. Because
hunters.
600 hunters left.
Yeah.
And Carl's like, I want to get that number down to 250 before we even get to this masquerade. Because like we don't want to be completely dwarfed because there's only going to be 100 of them.
Yeah, because like as soon as it's done, they're all dumped together.
Yeah.
And they'd be sitting ducks.
Just destroyed. So this is like after that announcement, this is where I felt like it really starts kind of just like pushing forward a little like beat after beat.
Oh yeah.
We learn a little bit more about like what the end masquerade is going to be, some details about the contest. I think the most notable thing is they were trying to figure out a way, I guess, for Tina to do a performance during that so they could get the credit for that quest. And they couldn't get her into the pet contest, but it sounds like Donut can get her in as a backup dancer if Donut's doing a singing performance.
Right.
So Donut's over the moon.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for Donut.
So now they're going to have...
Not so much for everybody else.
No.
Because they're still all like, oh, God.
They're going to have a cat doing a singing performance while there's backup dinosaur dancers.
Which would break the internet if that happened, for real.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It only happened in my head and it's already broken my internet.
And then I think that you talked about this a while back, this idea that Carl operates a lot of times where he's keeping information from us, the reader.
Yeah.
And I think we get a lot of that here at the end of these chapters where...
Yeah, there's stuff with him, the sponsors and how they have to have the cryptic notes.
They're all planning something that us, the audience, don't know what it is.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, John, for sending over the diagram of the castle.
Yeah.
Like visually, that really helps when they explain how things work.
I'll put it up here.
Yeah. The different layers. But it's like, this is just so set up to be a heist film at the end.
I love heists. We've already established this.
Yeah.
I love heist films, and this is a good one.
But
and to make a heist film work, you have to hold back details from the audience.
Right.
Yeah, so they're looking at maps. They're planning something like Louis and Amani and Katya are all there. Carl's kind of bouncing around telling people, you should really go to the bathroom. Yeah. I really think there's like, we're trying to vote on something in the bathroom. Like he talks to Batista at one point. He's like, go to the bathroom. And Batista looks at him and is like, okay.
We also get all the complicated rules of the Butcher's Masquerade, how like everybody's separated and there's no weapons or, inventory. Or
It feels like you can't do anything. There's enough rules like that you shouldn't be able to do anything. So how are they planning something?
Right. I mean, it is a ball. So checking weapons at the door should be the minimal.
And yet at the same time, they have to assume that the other people have something up their sleeve and they have to have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing that Carl's good at is seeing all the limits of a situation and finding out what he can exploit.
Yeah.
So he's going over the map, all of the rules, all of that stuff, and finding those little exploit spots.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of that one interesting thing that Signet did say when she popped up was she was talking about Tina the dinosaur seeing her, and she's like, yeah, you have, if you lose Kiwi the dinosaur, everything else falls. You'll be dead before you even know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
She says, never rely on a single point of failure to Carl. And that just seems like a rule of thumb. Have a plan, have a backup plan, have another plan.
Which it's almost like you don't have to tell him that.
Yeah. He's on top of it.
Definitely.
But it feels like underlining that for us, the audience, as well, a little bit. There's another scene where Carl pops in to talk to Batista, and they have the mano-y-mano chat about like, you're dating Katya, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, good for you.
Donut freaks out.
Yeah.
But
come here this instant. We have to talk. I didn't know you were in a furries.
Katya, what the fuck? But at the same time, like Batista feeling relieved because you gotta be like, oh man, Katya's ex-boyfriend is a scary ass dude.
I was like, well, I thought, you had a thing for her.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Carl never stops to go, wait, what gave you that impression? and then I thought, yeah, what did give him that impression? Like, did Katya say something to him? Like, well, I had to break away because Carl was getting a little too clingy.
Yeah, like, what was it?
Yeah.
And they're going over, like, I think it starts out because they're there because they need to pass the time because Prepotente's on his way.
Mm-hmm.
He'd gotten something for Donut, and Carl's like, hey, don't tell him where we are yet. I already told him where we are. He's on his way.
Yeah.
So like they're killing some time and they're going over Bautista's Beanie Babies. And he's got a bunch of these like slate butterfly beanies that are really cool. When you release them, they fly to the nearest light source and just kind of suck the light energy out
That
of
is so
it.
cool.
Fucking cool, man.
It's called a putter-outer that Dumbledore had in the first Harry Potter book.
Hey, it's a putter
He clicks
outer.
it out and it takes the light out.
Huh. She couldn't think of nothing to call it but a putter-outer.
She's very creative.
Good Lord.
She's a billionaire, so she did all right. But still, she sucks.
She also has a bunch of really bad ideas.
Yeah, she's a garbage human,
kind of
but
a
she made a
piece
lot of money.
A piece of shit.
She should read her book to realize how to be a better person.
Yeah, why don't she?
Anyway, then they also get a notification that, or they get a message from Prepotente. He's like, hey, I got something I need to bring to you, which they meet
you
up.
said it so much more chipper than he did.
Hey, I got something I got to give to Donut.
He's so like, yeah, I'm here just to do this.
Yeah. He got something from his own benefactor called an I Take It All Back potion, which will remove Skulapendra's curse from someone.
Yes, the effects of that spell.
And all they know is don't give it to Tina.
Yeah, well, that's the first thing you
but
want to
have-
get.
Yeah, that's the first thing you would do.
Yeah, but give it to Donut apparently.
Well,
The potion for her to use.
yeah.
But yeah, she says, give the potion to Donut. Don't use it on Tina.
Oh yeah.
Right. Which is like, oh, okay.
And so we have Carl getting a benefactor box, which is raise Donut's inability by 3 points. Then we get this thing that is remove Skulapendra's curse from someone. And then as soon as she receives that, Ellie and Amani both realize they've gotten boxes from their sponsors that are tagged for Donut. And Donut's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Is this why you gave me that box for getting my nipple pierced?
Oh, what? Oh, come on. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just like this made my tension kind of go up in a way. Everybody getting these boxes and with instructions to give them to Donut.
Yeah, it's this idea that like there are these actors outside of the dungeon that have been watching these crawls for a long time. They know these narratives.
Mhm.
They can predict how certain things are going to happen. They understand the spells. They understand the tension and the stakes. And what they're seeing is a lot of these people they've invested in are now at risk of dying because Valte took over
Right.
and wants to wipe all of these top 10 off the list. And they're like, we don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So they're now flooding their key players with information, but they can only say so much. So it's all in these cryptic clues that everyone has to kind of guess and figure out.
I was just like, what's going to happen to Donut? You know?
Right. Is it like Donut's going to die or Donut has to go Super Saiyan? I don't know what it is.
Well, it just seems to be whatever it is something unique that Donut has to do. Like there's certain guards that Carl can't attack because they worship Empress.
Right.
So he's like, well, Donut, you have to do this part.
Yeah. And she also has like a godlike, what is that skill? Her
Astropah?
No, her fucking like people like her.
Oh, charisma.
Charisma, thank you.
She's very charming.
Yeah, sometimes I can't think my remembering skill is really low.
You need to remember it all. A great name for a device from a certain Harry Potter book.
Wow.
Remember all.
God, man, she got so lazy toward the end.
That was in the beginning. It's always been there.
Did we mention she's a piece of shit?
Yeah, the garbage.
Okay,
Just
cool.
trash.
Yeah.
All right, so then we get a heist sequence, maybe sort of heist. They have to go into the Desperado Club, but they have to sneak into a floor where they're not supposed to be allowed because the hunters are also in the Desperado Club, so they've been segmented to different floors.
Yeah, this is like a scene that's like all out of order.
Yeah.
And it's really, really funny. Like it starts out with them telling Clarabelle, like, we need to get into this room. And Clarabelle's like, I like my job too much. Well, how would $100 work this? I'm not going to risk my job for $100. Well, bitch, you already have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they blackmail her.
When they bring that up, I was like, oh yeah, that's great. Like they didn't forget about that. That should happen like way on like the second book, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Something I was kind of curious about, I didn't really understand.
Third book.
Are some of the hunters safe from the blood bar, like within there? Like they're able to hide out, or are they just going in and out?
I think she explains it that if they were already in there in the Desperado Club, they get to stay in there. I don't fucking remember.
I
exactly.
listened to it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, are they able to stay in there? Because how it's worded is a little bit cryptic, where Carl's kind of asking, like, what about the blood bar? But I don't understand the answer.
To me, it ended up just not mattering.
It doesn't
Yeah, I
yeah.
was saying, it was a little fuzzy, but I was like, okay, it's all right.
They end up finding that there's secret passages apparently riddled throughout the Desperado Club.
It's a maze with like hidden doors and shit.
Kind of fun.
And that's how she lets them into this hidden door to go look for some changelings to kind of relay the plan to them. And they end up finding some and like bolting a door closed while another crocodilian guard's trying to get in. They kill a hunter in there.
Yeah.
Like it's
Carl
just
kills a hunter, but as long as it's not seen, I guess it's fine. He takes the body.
He's like snaps his neck.
Yeah.
It's a whole fun scene. And then like Astrid finally shows up and is like trying to get in. She just immediately boils Carl's blood and he passes out. Like it's, I love this whole
Astrid's
thing.
very dangerous.
She's terrifying.
Yeah.
That blood magic is no joke.
Like that happened and I was like, what's going to happen next? I was like, oh, I'm grateful we didn't like end our chapter there. Right. And then I was so excited because, Astrid shows up. She boils his blood, and then he wakes up in Orin's office again. And I was like,
oh yeah, Orin's back.
I kind of love seeing Orin.
Yeah.
We get news that Orin is going to be gone from the 7th and 8th floor because of some political stuff behind the scenes. But he wanted to relay 2 things of information to Carl. One is that there are some liaisons to the dungeon that he might come across in the future that are even more zealous than him. Not some people that are more corrupt, some people that are more zealous, and I think his implication there is that Carl is breaking the structure of the crawl, and they would just be like, let's just eliminate him outright.
Right.
That's not benefiting a particular team. It's just as a liaison, you'd probably recognize he's got to go.
Yeah, a lot of liaisons are picked because their goals aren't in line with their race.
Yeah.
And like where they come from, but are more in line with like keeping the integrity of the crawl.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, would immediately just fucking get rid of him in certain situations.
The second thing is then he gets to talk to Quasar again, his lawyer. Quasar was blocked because of all the legal shit, but they were able to get him in to talk to Carl and Donut. But it's not just Quasar that shows up, it's that Jennifer, Jennifer, or however it was pronounced, the human girl part of that has the tentacle.
The Society for the Eradication of Cocker Spaniels.
Yeah, she's there. And then it just cuts and we don't see what happens with that scene.
So we know a few things about this, right? That they're trying to work on some kind of deal, some kind of loophole or something with Quasar. Like there's
legal things and something he can't afford.
Right. There's like some kind of thing that he can't afford that Quasar's working on. We also know that Jennifer was helping to crowdfund with a massive amount of money the eradication of Cocker Spaniels. And there's this meeting that they've engineered where Jennifer gets to meet Donut, her fucking idol.
Yeah, she's crying.
And the reason why they want to eradicate Cocker Spaniels, and she immediately just fucking falls to pieces seeing Donut. So
we know some
stuff.
Well, you didn't mention that Donut was in the room also.
Yes.
Drinking something and eating cherries.
Eating fucking food like a hog.
Yeah, and Carl's been antagonistic to Oren, as one would. I know you hate us and you want to get rid of us and do all this. And Donut has to say, like, no, he's trying to warn us, but he's also being careful, which made both of them stop and look at her like, oh,
and he kind of likes you.
Yeah. Where he has to say, like, actually, I actually do like you. That was a big shock to me. Like, that was my big takeaway.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, even this asshole likes me. Cool.
I just love that Donut is so keyed into people's cues,
dynamics,
character dynamics. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah. All right. So we don't fully learn what that conversation was. This is just kind of like the beginning of the book where they set up a scene and then we're going to trickle it out probably later.
It was one of those nuggets of a scene that made me so excited for something. Like, I don't even know what to be excited for, but I'm like, there's something big happening here and I'm for it. Like, I'm here for it.
It's when you know your character's got some sort of ace up their sleeve, but you still know what it is.
We got so many nuggets of half information.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting to get that other half.
That shoe just has to drop on the table and
Can
break
you
it.
pull it off, or are you going to pull a George R. R. Martin? What are you going to do?
Why do you got to do that?
We're shitting on other authors, right?
No, he just sucks because he's late at a book series.
Or is he put too many things in the fire, irons in the fire.
Pies in the sky.
Pies in the sky.
He's spinning the plates.
He's doing something.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to be shocked if he doesn't finish the books?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, at this point,
it's done.
It's like, yeah, just admit you're not writing those things anymore.
Anyway, fuck you, Orson Scott Card as well. All right, let's move ahead. We jump to some battle sequences. Carl's now making these spider automatons that we kind of got the hint he was looking to do.
Yeah, he ends up being able to keep that automaton table. He was all worried about because he got it under the table.
Right.
It's like, maybe they're going to take it away from me. They didn't.
Yeah. They also learn that he's using these to make some bomb things for some raids against hunters because they're going to go hunter killing. They learn that no more lawsuits are now allowed at all against the AI, but the fact that they haven't pulled the plug on the AI is because Boris making a bunch of money.
Sure.
The Syndicate's probably making a bunch of money as well.
Right.
As a result of Boris making a bunch of money. So the show is continuing even though everything seems to be kind of falling apart. We get we jump ahead in time a little bit. Donut's been making some costumes, getting ready for their big show. And she's still mad at Carl because he broke her trust with a nipple ring.
Yeah, and it's funny because like it's a little jarring. They're having this conversation outside of a town that they're coordinating a siege on. Like it's literally just like in the middle of getting ready to storm this town.
You don't break people's trust, Carl.
And she's talking about like the nipple ring and like, oh, the costumes are coming along.
Yeah, it's like the opening to Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Two assassins discussing foot massages right before they go execute a bunch of dudes.
So we end up getting, I think it's actually two different sieges on some crawlers or on some hunters that the whole family's here now. This is Vin Diesel and his whole squad in Fast and Furious suddenly coming together again.
Yeah, and it's our whole squad working in tandem with each other. They're coordinated, where the hunters are all, separate entities.
Yeah.
And just getting slaughtered, and it's glorious.
Is this a testament to like humans? Like, is this the implication is that like humans work very well as like pack hunters versus all these other alien
I think so.
beings?
I mean,
no one seems to have coordination except for maybe the mantises.
Right. And they're against a common enemy, and they've survived long enough to be familiar with each other. I mean, credit a lot of it to Carl's just his doggedness with sharing information and connecting with people, and plus a bunch of these hunters. They, like I said, they showed up because they thought it'd be like a fun weekend thing, weekend warrior. weren't even really planning to kill anything, or if
and they couldn't die really.
Yeah,
or
couldn't die really.
And they're meeting up against like siege warfare and guerrilla warfare and just all this like air assaults. Like it's just insane. Yeah. This coordinated, super smart attack.
You have a sniper in Flora and the Crocodile, and Lee June is Lee Na. She's apparently like operating as smoke until she wants to become tangible. Meanwhile, Chris is like on the ground as the ground. People are walking over him until he comes up and grabs him. It's all so cool to see. Like each one has like these abilities.
And Louis and Faraz are in the fucking Twister. It's so good.
I mean, imagine if you went with a group of your rich friends on safari, only to discover that all the animals have been armed to the teeth.
Yeah, they're all talking to each other.
Yeah,
the elephants and the tigers and the fucking lions.
If you don't love trophy hunters, this is very gratifying to read. This whole sequence. We just see they're great. They're taking people out and it's working well. Carl can't attack at the same level because he's concerned that a lot of these guys floating around are Empress worshippers. Mm-hmm. He's an Empress worshipper and he already got a ding from his boons. He lost
shunned.
his boons. Yeah. Everyone's laughing. He says shunned over him.
He can earn a smite really easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he can't kill anyone, which also is a way for Donut to level up. She can use his little bomb spiders herself, and if she activates them, she gets the kill credit.
Right.
So another way for her to level up and him just kind of see the strategy and like orchestrate. We get a note from Milk at the start of chapter 61 where Milk and a fellow crawler is sad about they had a big battle during that level for Milk, and
they were going to fight a country boss.
A lot of people fought a country boss who didn't look like a big monster, but like was small. So everyone's trying to pour a lot of energy in. A lot of people died, and then when they finally won, everyone fought each other for the rewards. And she's like, "This is awful. I don't recommend it."
Yeah, it's a Pyrrhic victory there. Yeah, you won, but did you really win? Plus, they were in like a small cave, so they were all like hitting each other, killing each other, just to try to get
there was a bunch of friendly fire, and then the country boss dropped a map that revealed all the locations for all the good loot, and then they all fucking fought each other for it.
It's this desperation of everyone who's fighting each other just to survive. That still is another looming threat of an enemy. It's like The Walking Dead, right? Mm-hmm. Like you're fighting the zombies, but you have to fight each other because at the end of the day, it's survival. So this idea of Carl and his family of people like working together, like they're a united front. They share the spoils because they're all, in this for humanity.
Right.
That is very important, and it seems almost foreboding of like what's going to happen at the end. There's going to be a big battle, like what Milk's saying here.
Well, that's why you can't have a Quan CH on your team.
Oh, no shit.
You don't want any Quans.
But there's also like the looming threat that at this point Carl has 66 trophies from hunters.
Mm-hmm.
But now his ring has been leveled up so he gets 5 stat points a kill.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty significant.
It is. It's like, all right, when it was 1, we were like telling you to be careful, and now it's at 5.
Now it's like, go, keep doing it. How higher can you get?
Well, how much can the river rise is the question.
I thought you were going to say something about the Rizzler.
How much can the Rizzler rise? Yeah. What if he had 2 rings?
Which was what he was thinking when Prepotente dropped that one.
Carl's also close to taking over the party because he's got enough points.
Oh, right.
So he can finally rename it and not be Donut's servant or whatever. His bodyguard.
Which he doesn't seem to want to do.
No, he doesn't.
He's like, no, this means so much to her.
But he can threaten her a little bit, make her feel uncomfortable.
So they're about to siege this town, and they see the last hunter because they're just murdering.
Oh yeah, they're very efficient.
And this last hunter just fucking runs into the temple, and the party's like, okay, we're gonna take this guy out. And then he gets this big warning from the AI. The goddess Dewata has appeared and has marked you for death. You're being hunted. He's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta go. Get out of here.
Carl gets antlers and an X over his head that he can't see. Yeah, he's been marked as an apostate.
Right.
But then the weirdest thing happens. Dewata pops up in a very weird way. I think Ellie goes on some... Ellie sometimes as a character just seems like someone who didn't get to talk for so long. So every time she does talk, it's a lot.
Uh-huh.
She's just vomiting out so much information. I'm like, damn, Ellie.
I love it every time. She is a character who's just so fun.
But she talks about Dewata appearing in this bloom of spiraling bloody corpses and a flower thing, and it's a squirrel goddess that erupts out of the skin of a crawler.
Yeah, it just explodes. It explodes out of this crawler.
Yeah, I guess the crawler ran to the church thinking it'd be safe, only to be the complete opposite of safe.
Yeah, it gets it he inhales all these body parts and it expands him, and he was wearing armor, so it just compressed out until it exploded. It was so fun.
But then the crawler just kind of takes off. Or the Dewata rather just takes off in the opposite direction, and they learn after interrogating Samantha, who goes on a whole thing about
she knows everything.
She knows everything about Dewata.
But she also goes on tangents, and they have to go, quit, come on, just feed us info.
She's one of a pedo's children, always changing form and sex, and is known for squirting babies out of whatever type of creature she last fucked, and then she changes form and mates with creatures. And we find out Cersei, who is Vra's mom, sponsored Dewata, so she's piloting Dewata.
So she's a and she can be a shapeshifter. So then they all connect the dots. Katya goes, oh, okay.
So she has 5 minutes.
Yeah, she's gonna go bang her daughter.
Yeah, why didn't she attack me? I'm the one who embarrassed her family, and oh no. She's gone to have sex with Dewata to get rid of the gonorrhea.
Only Matt Denman, man. Yeah. Make a book like that.
Yeah,
what
right?
the hell?
But also it makes sense. It isn't just craziness for craziness sake. This scene just it kind of makes sense.
Cersei piloting Dewata is going to make Dewata turn into a male mantis to have sex with Vra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that she can
get rid of the
gonorrhea.
The gonorrhea. So then Dewata will run around with gonorrhea?
I mean, either
or will Cersei?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's
are you giving
of
Dewata gonorrhea? How's that gonna be cool with that?
Donut has a lot of questions after she gets appropriately appalled. She says, well, I thought they eat the heads up. Is she going to eat Dewada's head? And will Dewada end up giving birth to a bunch of mantises? How long does she get to give birth? And Samantha's like, as long as she wants, to the end of time if she wants. Like, okay. Ellie's like, this game's really fucked up sometimes.
Sometimes.
And then they see Tina just like walking up to mushroom guards and just eating them where they stand. And Carl's like, sometimes. And that's the last word of this chapter.
Yeah.
It ended up a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Very weird. Yeah, I guess that wraps things up for us. Once again, we're going to do 2 more parts to wrap up the rest of this book. And your homework assignment is going to be chapters 63 through the end of 72. So remember that. I want to thank you guys for all checking us out. We want to thank everyone who's been supporting us over at patreon.com/hellocrawlers, including Andrew Kogan, Aldo Necco, Odin's Eye, Christian Castanon, Fajitas Magoria, Gilbert Sanchez, Jillian, Johnny White-Eye Sideman. Man, why can I never remember that one?
Wow.
I need to write it there.
You got to practice it.
Matt Johnston, Nikki, Noel Mead, Prince Stealth Axe,
Ooh.
Queen Anne Chunk, Ryan and Ryan, and wait, you can change your profile name? Thank you all so much for your support. And now we are going to move into our final segment, which is called Deathwatch Extreme Dungeon Mayhem. We're going to check in on a couple of our patrons who have paid for the privilege for us to incorporate them into the story and kill them off each episode. First up, Aldo Necco is our no longer level 36 Barbarian Thickromancer. He's now a level 40.
Oh,
Oh,
what
wow.
happened?
He had been crushed and killed repeatedly by the Naiad cultists
Oh.
that he'd been kidnapped by. And he had rethickened each time. They were confused at first, and they killed him. Then angry, and killed him. Then scared, and killed him. And then marveled, and killed him. What is going on?
Well, wow, kill.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at kill.
They began whispering to each other, asking if he was maybe a god. Then they got worried again, maybe that he might smite them. They finally agreed to untie him from his bonds, thinking that might be their only redemption. They released his bonds, and he leapt up and away from them. He took his chance and jumped through the bubble wall into the water and swam up to the surface. As soon as he reached the surface, he was like, "Whew, I escaped." He gasped in the air and right then smashed into a wall of bramble, which grabbed him and dragged him away in its clutches.
Wait, brambles drag you away? I thought they just skewer you and boil your blood.
Yeah,
Or sometimes they wrap you up and drag you
they
away.
wrapped him, and carefully none of the points hit him because I forgot about the blood boiling part. So he's just gently held by the bramble.
Oh.
No blood boiling.
Okay, so these things known for killing you instantly, instead just grab him gently and pull him in?
Yeah, they're like, look at this delicious, thick snack.
What a twist.
Meanwhile, Andy Kogan, our level 35 trash panda dumpster diver, rested against a log by the river. He had listened to the announcement of the failed quest. He saw a blood bar pop up on his interface, and then he saw a strike through it and the words invalid over top. What did that mean? He was so confused. He then looked at his health bar and realized it had the same thing. Invalid. What the hell? He sat on the log for quite some time, thinking about the girl who had the balloons, thinking of how he had died over and over again. And now there was no health bar. But he had earned so many achievements. He still had magic and items. All those worked. He didn't understand. So he just sat there dumbfounded. He sat until the sun set. He sat until the sun rised again. Time passed. He felt no hunger, no drowsiness. He was tired when he ran, but he felt no drowsiness, not sleepy. Just then, out of the water in the river, he heard a loud gasp come. He saw a hand reach out of a thick barbarian guy. And then he saw a wall of bramble he hadn't noticed was creeping up on him reach out and gently, without any points, grab the barbarian, not poking it with anything, no blood boiling, and bring it in.
What are the chances? Twice?
It didn't do it. He was just, he was
maybe
sure.
these were young brambles that
Yeah, he saw
haven't
the
grown
shit.
their thorns yet.
Yeah, this guy's just sitting minding his own business on his Rainbow Connection log.
He went, oh shit. And he jumped up and scampered toward the brambles to try and save his fellow crawler.
Oh,
And that's where we'll end there.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's it. We're done for this episode. We have a store now where if you are in the US, at least for the time being, you can buy shirts. Hopefully we'll figure out how to expand it, but the store we set up doesn't have outside of the US yet. But you can go there and make a purchase of shirts that so far Rubio's designed some.
Yeah.
We'll see if Martin, you want to design some shirts maybe?
It turns out we're all graphic designers.
Yeah.
Some of us less so. But you guys could make some shirts and that'd be cool. And yeah, you guys can purchase them. Show your support. Tag us if you get the shirts and you wear them. We'd love to see you guys sporting the shirts. And maybe we'll have some other ones down the line if things go well.
Cool.
Yeah, if they sell well, I'll keep making them.
Yeah. That's it. I think that's it for the episode. Once again, your homework is going to be chapters, what did I say?
63.
63 through 72.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Get out there. Read, read, read.